point where it's overstressing the body, you stop in that position. So again, I really want to emphasize that we don't want to force anything. It's not about forcing. It's about being strong and powerful and stable, but not forcing. Okay, are we? Let me just double check. Yes, all seems to be good. I can see you all on the camera. I will keep checking in and watching those of you on Zoom to make sure all is looking good. Let's stick Instagram on. Hopefully we are going live on Instagram as well. We'll start off, thanks for your feedback as well. So it's good to get some of those comments that I can work on and we can focus on. And one of the points was about the hip mobilization. So we'll start off with some work, getting the hips nice and strong, but also mobile, because that's important for another point that Paul made, which is the challenging, one of the most challenging parts in that Turkish get-up is the bit where we're swinging a leg underneath, rotating through and stabilizing. So we'll work on that. Again, if that is difficult for anyone, because I know for a few of you that's a really challenging part, we'll just do the end and the beginning. Okay, so take your feet about shoulder width apart. And we're going to go into a sort of like a quarter squat. So if you watch me from the side, I'm really dropping my center of gravity here, lowering my center of gravity, very subtle tilt forwards with the upper body. So I'm actually working my legs even in this standing position or even in this stable position. So from there, you're going to squat down a little bit. You're going to bring your arms up to the chest, open up and extend and open up. And then as the arms are coming down, you're going to lower your center of gravity, squat down, bring the arms up. For those of you who come regularly, you know what I'm going to say now. It's smooth, fluid, easy movement. Your breathing is in and out through the nose. It's easy, soft, and rhythmical. We ain't counting reps. Drop, use the legs, feel that contact with the ground, push through the ground, and then reach to the sky. Connect to the earth, feet strong, legs strong, hips strong, reach to the sky. Slow, easy, really took the plant out then, rhythmical movement. Keep going and I'll just come and show you from the front. So we're dropping down. If you can go a little bit lower on that squat, that's great. Use the legs. Feel the hips working. Feel the feet in contact with the ground. You're scooping up from the ground. Can we get a little bit lower on that? Drop. And can you feel a little bit more extension and reach? Again, without strain. Making sure the breathing is easy, soft. Just two more in your own time. See if we can get a little bit deeper in that squat. Contrast that lengthening and extending as you open up. Good. Everybody on Zoom there is looking good. And then rest the arms by the side. Come up to standing and just bring your feet underneath the hips. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Give your hands a bit of a shake. Give them a little bit of a rub together. And we'll do a little bit of tapping. Chest, collarbone. Really good again to help with that lymphatic drainage. Make some fists. We've just done some work on the big glute muscles, so give your glute muscles a nice bit of vibration going through there into, made myself cough then, into your lower back, up to the kidneys. Again, not hammering yourself, just get some nice vibration going. Thighs, give your thighs a bit of a vibrate. Calves. And then again, just shake out, come to standing. Let's bring our feet, bring our feet a little bit closer together, so fist width apart. And this was one of the hip mobilizers I think Maureen was asking about. So we're going to stabilize on our right leg. So this is our nice, strong, stable leg, strong, stable side of the body. You're going to peel the heel and bend the knee. So you're just going to lift that left leg off the floor. There'll be a little bit of a move to that right side. The knee stays soft but not bent. So there's a difference between actually locking that knee out to actually keeping the knee soft but the leg is still extended. So you're really strong through the heel on that right side of the body, head's balancing on top of the spine. And then come back down and just shake your legs out. And then take your time to feel balanced both sides. And now before you lift the right leg, let's stabilize on that left side of the body. So you're balanced, you're strong, you're stable. And then when you're confident you can balance on that left leg, you just lift the right heel off the floor. And again, just check whereabouts your upper body is. If it's leaning back, it's putting a lot of pressure on that front of the hip. If it's bending forwards, your center of gravity line is out of place. So find that gravity line where things are balanced. And then just rest back on the ground. Stabilize on the right leg again. And this time we're going to do that hip rotation. So this time you're strong and stable on the right leg, and then you're going to drop the left hip back and then lift it up and bring it forward. So it's almost like it's a slow motion running motion. It's a slow motion run, if you like. So I'll show you the left leg is doing the rotation. So I'm rotating that hip and bringing it through. Rotating that hip and bringing it through. But I'm not using my left hip to do the work. So I'm not using these back muscles and lifting here. I'm actually using my right hip. So you should feel that right side of the body working. So obviously there is a little bit of work going on at this side. It's not that there's nothing working, but I really want you to use that right side of the right hip to rotate that left hip. So you'll feel that right hip working, and already I can feel it really working. I can feel my calf working a little bit. I can feel my thighs working, but you want to bring the focus here to this band across the pelvis and the hips, the center of the body. So circling that hip. So I'm dropping the left hip down, back, up and round. Down, back, up and round. Down, back, up and round. And I'm falling over. Take a little break there. That right hip should be really, really working well. Stabilize now on the left side of the body. So we're going to do the same. Peel the heel, so you're just bending the knee. The pelvis is parallel to the ground at the minute. Then you're going to drop that right hip, lift it up and bring it over. Drop, lift. Now that lift, really make sure that you're pushing down, using that left heel to lift the right hip. It's very common to lift this hip over. It's common to actually hoik up here with these back muscles. If the left hip is weak, then you compensate with your right side of the body. So if we get tight in that right lower back, it tends to be because you're overusing these back muscles to lift that hip. So these back muscles stay nice and relaxed, and use that left hip. Rotate, 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 rotate. Small movements. I can see a few legs swinging out all over the place. That's great for balance, but let's just really focus on this small, fluid, smooth, efficient movement. And then shake the leg out. Let's do that one more time. So the hips you should really feel your hips working now. So remember, break it down, simple movement. First of all, you stabilize. Then you're going to bend your left knee and lift the heel off the ground. Nice and strong and stable through that right side of the body. Drop the left hip, lift it over, drop it down, lift it over, drop it down, lift it over. See if you can just let the arms relax by the side rather than having to use them to balance. So bring all the strength to this core area in the center of the body. In Tai Chi, again, we focus on this lower Dan Chen, which is the point below the belly button in towards the spine, as the physical energy center. And you can also refer to this area as like your earth band, your grounding band. So this is where the work needs to be going on. Bring the work into the center of the body, center yourself, rather than having to use the outside and the lower legs to balance. Bring that focus and the strength into the center of the body. Just push through the heel, push through the hip. No tension in the lower back. Yeah, have a little rest there. We're going quite a while on that one. Let's go back to the left. So stabilize on the left. Bend the knee. So you're bending, lifting the right heel and bending the right knee. This right leg is just nice and relaxed. And then you're lifting, using that left hip. This is strengthening and mobilizing that left side, that left hip. Really bring your attention and your focus into that physical, lower Dan Chen area. So this is where all the work's going on. The hips and the stabilities of this physical energy center, rather than out here. We'll challenge all of that in a minute. Good. Take a little rest. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out. Let's go on to, actually, we won't go onto the floor. We'll start standing. So if you've got your weights, now I've got a variety of things here. Water spray is something you can hold. So that's got a little bit of water in. Anything like that that's light. If you've got a dumbbell, there's just a light dumbbell. Something that you can comfortably hold. This is a foot roller. Again, it's light, but it's just a bit of a weight. Once we get really good, we can go kettlebell, but don't worry about that. You might have a light kettlebell at the minute. Or we can challenge ourselves a little bit. Again, this is a light beam, but again, it just changes your center of balance a bit. I'm going to use this because it's light and I can talk while I'm doing it. Pick your own comfortable weight. And because we're using a weight, I'm really going to break down the movements, and I want you to watch first and then I'll talk you through it, because you need to be watching the weight all of the time. The first thing we're going to do, so watch this first and then we'll do it. Weight in your right hand. Check in with your posture, so center of gravity, head balance. And all you're going to do is lift the weight above your head and watch it. So this right arm now is nice and strong. Now the thing to watch out for here is that I'm not thrusting my lower ribs forwards, because then I end up compressing the lower back. So I want to, although I lift the weight above my head, I want to keep the lower ribs in the body and almost like in the same plane of the hip muscles. So if you connected those lower ribs to the hip, there would be no movement. So let's just do that. Really simple. Take your weight, raise it above your head, and just keep a focus on it. So you're looking at that weight. If it's a light weight, that's fine. If that was a heavy weight, you really want to keep your focus on that heavy weight. You want this right arm nice and strong. And then just bring that back down to the side. And again, raise it up. Keep those ribs in the body. Keep your focus on the weight. And bring it back down to the side. So as I say, I'm really breaking this down. So we are confident and strong in every movement. Bring the weight above your head. Keep that focus. I can hold this really, really strong and confident. I can breathe. And then bring that weight back down. All good with that? The next stage, again, watch this first, and then I'll talk you through it. I'm just going to step forward a bit so I've got a little bit of space. Watch first. I bring the weight above my head. I am watching that weight. Keep my core engaged, if you like to think of that. So those lower ribs are in the body. I'm now going to balance down that right side of the body. So it's what we've just done now. We've just peeled the heel off the ground. So I'm stable through that right side of the body. I'm going to balance and I'm going to step back. All I'm going to do, and I'm going to step back and stabilize there, and then I'm going to step forwards. So I'll show you again. Stabilize, balance, fall over, step back. That was not a good example. Step forward. I'll do it again. Stabilize, balance, stable, step back, and step forwards. So it's not as easy as it looks, as you saw there. Let's just have a little go at that. So you can do it with me. Keep your eye on the weight. So weight above the head, looking at that weight. Stabilize on that right side of the body. Step back with the left. Ball of the foot onto the ground, just stay there. Hold that position, just so you can be really strong and stable in that position. Strong through that right arm, and then weight through that right leg, step forwards. Again, stabilize, strong through that right leg, step back, hold that position. You're holding the position, but not the breath. Strong through that right side of the body, step forwards. Take the weight down to your side. Everybody okay with that? All looks good. Next one, we're going to go down onto the knee, onto your knee. So if you need something underneath, if you just need to put an extra mat or anything to kneel on, but just make sure you've got plenty of space to put that down. If you've got any problems with the knees, don't just do the first part of this movement. So I'll demonstrate first, and then you can follow. So again, check in with my posture. Weight above the head, strong through that right side of the body, stable. I'm going to step back. I'm going to balance. Once I'm confident that I can balance in this position, I'm just going to lower that left knee to the ground, and then I'm balanced on that left knee. Simple as that. And then I'm going to shift my weight forwards onto this right leg, stand up, step forwards. I'll show you one more time, then you can follow. I'm holding the weight above my head. I'm stabilizing on the right side of the body. Taking a step back, wobbled a little bit again. Stabilize, lower the knee. Hold that position a second. Shift your center of gravity forwards. Step forwards and step forwards. Then bring the arm down to the side. Let's do 2 of those. So everybody, when you're ready, just follow me through. Make sure you keep the focus on the weight. So weight lifted above the head. Stabilize on that right side of the body. Step back. Balance. Find your balance first. Lower the knee. And then shift the weight over that front leg. Use that right leg to step up and balance. And step forwards. Same thing again. Stabilize. Step back and balance. Lower the left knee. Hold that position, strong through that right arm. Shift your center of gravity forwards. Lift up. Step forwards. And then bring that weight back to the side. That's quite challenging, even with this light beam, that I can feel working my arms and working my whole body. Let's do it on the other side. So take your time. Just have a little breather. Grab a drink if you need a drink. Gosh, the time goes too quickly on these half-hour classes. Okay, everybody ready? So you can do it with me. Keep your eye, keep your focus on that weight. So first of all, balance tall. Lift the left arm, so you're strong through that left arm. Looking at the weight with your left arm. Stabilize on that left side of the body, so nice and strong through the ground, with the foot, with the hip. Stable on that left side of the body. Step back, balance, and then you're going to lower your right knee to the ground. You're going to shift your center of gravity forwards. Use this left hip to step up and bring the feet together again. Let's do 2 more of those. Strong through the shoulders. Watch the shoulders aren't riding up. Stabilize on that left side of the body. Bend the right knee. Step back with the right foot. Balance. Take all the time in the world here to balance if you need to. Lower your right knee to the ground. Shift your center of gravity forwards on that left hip. And then use that left leg to step forwards. Did I say 2 more? I did. Let's do 1 more. Stabilize. Step back. Balance. If you need to change the position of your right foot, which I do there because I step back in an odd place, lower the knee. Use your center of gravity forwards. Step up on that left leg. Brilliant. Bring the weight back down to your side. Let us go now onto the floor. So we'll do the beginning with a weight. So onto your back. Now the slight difference with this, if you've got a light weight, no, let's do it properly. The difference with this is that when you have a weight, you start off on your side. So this we haven't done before. So you start off on your side. Now I've got the weight in my left hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll over to my right and I'm going to bring the weight above my head like that, strong through that left arm. And then I'm going to come back down and roll. So let's just do that. So I'm going to be in that sort of like asleep position. The weight is in my left hand. I've got my right hand just resting. As I roll onto my back, I put my left leg in standing and keep that weight strong through the right arm, the left arm, sorry. And then I bend the elbow and roll back. Same thing again. So is the timing in this is important as well. So I'm going to roll and push. And then roll back down. And one more time. And roll and push. And then roll back down. Now let's do the other side. I'll do the same side because then you can watch me doing it, but just roll over or turn around, whichever is easier for you to do. So you're in that curled up, nice comfy position. The weight now is in your right hand. So you're nice and strong with the right hand. And then you're going to roll onto your back. Strong through the arm, strong through that support leg. And then roll back down. And again, roll and push. And come back down. And one more time, roll and push. And come back down. And then take a moment there. You can pop the weight on the ground. And you can just take your time just to come up to sitting position. And that has gone really quickly. That's most probably the quickest that's gone. If that weight felt comfortable for you, that's a really good way to start. Because we're slowing the movement down, particularly the bit where we're standing and stepping back, that's really challenging. Even as I say, this is a really light weight. Now that's challenging for me as a light weight, repeating that movement. If that weight felt too heavy for you, then see if you can get something a little bit. And again, it can be anything. That's a water spray or a water bottle, anything that you can hold safely without dropping on your head just for next week. And we'll continue with that because I really want to break it down and I want you to be strong in every single position so that when we put it together as a flowing movement, you're not fighting from one position to the next position. We're not surviving a movement. We're very confident that you can balance in every single position in that movement. So it was detailed today, but I think that's really important. That's the way I like to work, to make sure that you're really strong, stable, balanced, your body knows what's going on. So we'll finish there. If you do have time, it might be just an idea just to have a little relaxation, a little bit of focus on the breath after we've finished the class. Same time next week, same class. We will continue with the weight. We'll continue with looking at the positions for that. I've got my Run with Ease class coming up on Saturday. If anybody wants to join that, I've got the new Move with Ease class, which I put on the website yesterday, and I'll just send you more details with that, which starts on the 1st of August. We're going to be looking at all the basics of functional movement: squat, press up, push, pull, rotate. We're going to be doing some fun crawling exercises, but also looking again at biomechanics, so a bit of the technical stuff as well. And the good news for any of you, when eventually we can maybe get back into the studios, the good news if you know the studio, if you come and work with me in the studio, I'm actually moving studios downstairs. So we've got a bigger space. We've got much more space, which is going to be great. Again, if you're training one-to-one, it's always just going to be you and the trainer in that studio. So I'm heading down there now to redo the floor and do a bit more painting and move all the kit and everything. So I'm hopefully, by the beginning of August, to be able to get back into the studio for some work. But I will also be continuing these online classes because I think that I'm learning a lot myself from teaching of these classes, And I know that a lot of you are getting some great great development from this. So I'm going to continue these free classes on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and I'm also going to develop the Run with Ease online classes, the breathing online classes, workshops, and the movement online classes. Again, I always waffle on way too long at the end of these sessions. If you have a chance, just have a little rest and recovery there, because although that looked quite simple, you've done quite a lot of hard work, and I will see you soon. So thanks very much for your time and your attention, and have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.